If the organization really believes that having the right culture, the right organization, the right values is extremely important for the organization, then the HR person is extremely critical. If you're one of those organizations where life is easy, competition not really a problem, let's just muddle along, then it probably doesn't matter whether you have just an admin person or whether you have an HR person. So a lot of it depends on the ambition and the aspiration of the organization. But any modern organization should be wanting to have a great culture and great organization. One of it will be just communicate. The other part that is really important is understand what are the barriers in the organization that prevent people from having the same vision, the same value. Some of the barriers are organizational. Maybe the way it is set up. Maybe it should have 3 units rather than 5 or 10 or 15. Maybe it should be centralized rather than decentralized, or maybe it should be decentralized rather than centralized. So these are all organizational barriers that we can do something about. We may not be able to do much about the product or about the pricing or about the distribution, but we can do something about the organizational barrier. You must not say that in this organization the heroes are all the leaders. In an Asian setting, if you're a manager, then you're everything. If you're not a manager, you're nothing. So then everybody wants to be a leader, everybody wants to be a manager, but sometimes for the wrong reason. In the West, I think it has changed quite a lot. You can be a superstar without being a leader, without being a manager. Or rather, you can be a leader in other ways. So we need to give people the opportunity to say that you can be a leader in your organization, not necessarily just in the traditional sense of being a big boss, having nice officers and cubicles and secretaries and company cars or whatever, but you can also be a leader in being like a product expert, in being a subject matter expert, in just being incredibly good at what you do. Okay. And if you're one of those leaders, then we commit that we will treat you just as well as any other leader. A typical Asian organization will always treat the leader of people better than the leader of thought or leader of processor. They are the one who get all of the good things. So everybody wants to be a leader whether they are suitable or not. So we end up with a lot of lousy leaders. You cannot change it unless the organization as a whole share the same value. So you're going to have to convince the people at the top to say that this is the direction that you need to go. But if you have to convince the people at the top, to me, it's a lost game already. You probably should go out and look for the right kind of organization that have the same belief as you do. But once you found the right organization that have the same belief, because the CEO believe in that, then everything become detailed, everything become project, everything become about implementation, not so much about the vision.